Something changed, and fans noticed immediately. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, there was no shocking announcement or headline-grabbing reveal, but somehow it felt different. When Ryan Paevey appeared in his latest update, viewers sensed a shift, one that sparked conversation across social media almost instantly. Was it his tone, his expression, or something deeper that couldn't quite be explained? Stay with us, because what fans are noticing might be more meaningful than anyone expected. It began like any other update. Calm, familiar, comfortable. The kind of moment fans of Ryan Paevey have seen many times before. But this time, something felt different. There was a subtle pause, just long enough to be noticeable. A slight change in expression, barely visible, yet impossible to ignore. Nothing was said directly. No words confirmed anything unusual. And yet, viewers started asking questions. Comments began to appear. Is it just me, or does he seem different? Something feels off. I can't explain it. He looks emotional today. These weren't dramatic reactions. They were quiet observations shared by people who have followed Ryan for years. And when multiple fans begin to notice the same subtle shift, it becomes something worth paying attention to. Within hours, the conversation began to grow. Across platforms, fans started sharing their thoughts. Not with panic, not with speculation, but with genuine curiosity and concern. Some viewers pointed out the way Ryan paused between sentences. Others noticed the tone of his voice, slightly softer, more reflective than usual. And then there were those who focused on something even more subtle, the emotion behind the moment. It wasn't something you could clearly define, but it was something you could feel. One comment read, "I don't know what it is, but I felt something watching that." Another said, "He didn't say much, but somehow it said everything." This is the power of connection. When someone has been in the public eye long enough, fans begin to understand the smallest details. They notice shifts others might miss, and in this case, they notice something real. Part 3. The human side of public figures. It's easy to forget that public figures are human. We see them on screens, we hear their voices, we follow their work, but we don't always see what happens behind the scenes. Moments like this remind us of something important. Not everything needs to be explained to be understood. Sometimes emotion shows up in the smallest ways. A pause, a look, a change in tone. And while Ryan Paevey didn't make any major announcement, fans still connected with what they saw, because authenticity doesn't need to be loud. In fact, it's often the quiet moments that feel the most real. So, why did this moment stand out? Why did it resonate with so many people? The answer might be simpler than it seems. Consistency. Over time, fans become familiar with how someone presents themselves. They understand their energy, their rhythm, their presence. And when something shifts, even slightly, it becomes noticeable. Ryan Paevey has always been known for his calm, steady presence. So when that presence feels even slightly different, it creates a moment. Not a dramatic one, but a meaningful one. There's something powerful about emotion that isn't explained. It invites people to feel rather than analyze, to connect rather than question. And that's exactly what happened here. Fans didn't need a statement, they didn't need details. They simply responded to what they felt. And sometimes, that kind of connection is stronger than anything that could be said out loud. Part 6. Social media amplifies the moment. In today's world, even the smallest moments can travel far. Within a short time, clips and discussions began circulating. More people watched, more people noticed, and the conversation continued to grow. But what's interesting is the tone of that conversation. It wasn't negative, it wasn't invasive, it was supportive. Fans weren't demanding answers, they were offering understanding. Messages like, "Hope he's doing okay," sending positive thoughts. Whatever it is, we support him. This is the kind of community that builds around authenticity. Connection doesn't come from perfection. It comes from relatability. And moments like this remind fans that even someone they admire can experience quiet, emotional shifts. It makes the connection feel real. It creates a sense of shared experience.
Because everyone has moments like this. Moments that aren't dramatic, but still meaningful. Whether it's a recorded update or a live appearance, not everything is scripted, and that's what makes these moments stand out. They're not planned, they're not polished, they're simply real. And in a world filled with curated content, real moments matter more than ever.
At the end of the day, there may not be a clear explanation, and that's okay. Not every moment needs one. What matters is how people respond, and in this case, the response has been overwhelmingly thoughtful and supportive, which says just as much about the fans as it does about Ryan Paevey. Next time you watch an update, pay attention, not just to the words, but to the pauses, the expressions, the subtle shifts in energy, because sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the ones that are announced, they're the ones that are felt. And in that quiet, unexpected second, viewers didn't just watch, they connected, they noticed, they understood, even without a single word being said. And maybe that's what made this moment so unforgettable.